welcome to my channel. My name is Penny and I'm coming to you today from Northern Ontario, Canada, where we are getting about 5 inches of snow today. So after this video I have a date with a shovel. I have about 9 finished objects, so let's get right to it. These have been finished over the last couple of weeks. The first thing I wanted to show is my Twiddle muff. It is all finished, ready to go. This was my Whipping It Wednesday project. I did manage to finish it. I've stuffed my little owl and put a face on him. He's on a strap that's crocheted right in so it can't come off. There's a functioning buttonhole and a button so they can play with that. And there's all kinds of little doodads that are sewn on really quite securely. And inside, you can't really see it, but there's a little pocket for them to stick their secret stuff in. This is number 1. I think I set out a goal of 10 of them this year. And there's number 1. Ready to go. The next thing I finished was Pamela at Pamela's Adoring Crochet. I will link her below. She's a YouTuber here. She has a fantastic channel. She's starting to put out a few more tutorials, which is nice. She is having a year-long make-along. And what you do is you take your dishcloth, tea towel, sorry, cut it in half, and you make yourself 2 little toppers. So you can attach them to the stove or the handle on your cupboard. And each month, the idea is to take 1 dishcloth and make it into 2. And by December, we will have 24 of these, so it'll be ready to go presents for people. Not sure if that's what mine are going to be, but I know my daughter likes them, so I'm sure she'll get some of them. The next thing I managed to make was, well, the first one I made is, I'm going to have to insert a picture here because it's already left the house. And this is the Ross hat. When I fell down the knitting rabbit hole, I did make a couple of Ross hats. One has been donated to a random act of kindness. Last week we had temperatures of -29 and stuff without the wind chill factor, so I put it in the post office with a little sign that said, you know, I'm not lost, I'm just alone. If your head is cold, please take me home. I have added to it that it's a new hand knit hat, free, just so people know exactly what it is. The second finished object is this Ross hat, which I think I'm going to put in our fair, if we have a fair. I will link Ross's channel below and his pattern below. It is a very excellent pattern. I like it a lot. The top of the hat looks, to me, amazing. I like when things are even and like all the sections of the decreases are even, and my knitting's a little rough, getting back to it with my wrist the way it is. But to go with that hat, I thought I might keep it for myself because I like the color. So I did make a cowl. This is no one's pattern except my own, and it's a little bit twisted off of Ross's hat pattern because I used the 3x2 ribbing that he used, then just did a straight knit stitch and then some more ribbing, and it's tight around my neck. It's not super tight around my neck, but I like littler cowls. I don't really like the big poofy type cowls. So that's finished object number 3. 4. I guess with the other hat it would be 4. My next finished object is a dishcloth. This is the lemon peel stitch with a single crochet border on it, just in handicrafter cotton. Nothing special. I had a large stash of dishcloths and they disappeared at Christmas time, so I'm going to try to make that back up. Plus with the tea towels, I might make dishcloths to match them so that they're actually sets, so it makes it easier to gift. And the next finished object was something for my bingo for last month's January's bingo. yarn bingo, and it is a bookmark out of hanging hearts. I can't remember the lady's tutorial that I watched, but I will link it below. And yeah, I like it. They worked up really good, and I can see myself making a few more before the big day and sending them off with my daughter to drop off to seniors. In January, I went a little whip crazy, and I started about 8 projects because I felt like a little bit stressed of all the stuff I planned to do and all the stuff I wanted to do, so I wanted to get at it. But renovations are going to be happening in my craft room, so a few things are going to be a little harder to get at. So I have project bags piled in the living room. But when I was digging through the craft room, I found a few objects, like a cowl that I had made, or a triangle scarf I'd made probably 3 years ago. I also ran across 40 flower granny squares. And 40 is not really big enough to make a lapgan, like a true lapgan. So it's a little bit skinnier. It's 36 inches wide. I don't know what color the beige is that's around the squares. I don't have a beige in my house that matches it. It's difficult to show. I'll insert a picture. But it's definitely big enough for a lapgan. So that's lapgan number 1 for 2021 done. And one of my make 9s is Cowl the Midwife. Well, actually filet crochet. And I think I'm hooked. But anyhow, because there's lots of patterns out there. And this is my Cowl the Midwife. I used Fiber Spiders tutorial. And I used, I think it's Allison Russell's border pattern. But it's ready to go. I'm sure after she washes it, she's not going to worry about it too much. It's very pretty. It's a baby girl. I had a large ball of this yarn, so that's why the color got picked, this one. But I'm liking it. I really like this filet. Okay, there we go. So that's my makes for the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure I'm going to be doing the show and tells weekly. Some weeks I wouldn't have enough to really show and tell you, but we'll see how it goes. I had a little bit of issues with my Whipping It Wednesday video. I made one and then it was corrupted and my Wednesday was over, so not sure if we're going to have that regularly or what's going on. I'm trying to put out more content. I'd like to grow my channel, so if you can please share, subscribe, like, whatever you need to do, I would appreciate it. And if you get a chance, play with a little bit of yarn.